Welcome to a walkthrough of the brand new voter registration tool built right into Reach. So, we as a movement have gotten into a rut with how we think about voter registration tools across all of our organizing work. So, we at Reach have rethought it from the ground up. Leave your preconceived notions behind or about what voter registration should look like, and let's dive right in. So, the question isn't how do you register someone to vote? That's already dictated by every single state across the country. The question is, how do you run a distributed voter registration program at scale while being able to track your progress, ensure accountability, send chasers at just the right time, and make sure that no potential voter falls through the cracks? It doesn't take fancy or branded web forms. It takes organizing and tools that enable good organizers to do their thing. And that's exactly the focus we take with voter registration in Reach, is that we are built for organizers who are heading out to register dozens, hundreds, or thousands of voters and be able to manage every single person they're trying to register through the process. So let's dive in and see what that looks like. So right now in Reach, when you're out organizing, you can search for any voter that you're talking to. So I'm talking to James Purple over at the farmer's market. And when I search for James, I can't find him. So I go ahead and go to add someone. This uses the existing Reach ad flow, where I can add as much information as this person wants to share with me. There are a few required fields at the top, like zip code or state. If I start typing an address, it'll auto-populate choices from Google Places to make it a little bit easier to find who I'm going to register. And I can add as much information as they're willing to share. So I'm going to add a phone number, maybe an email address too. I can even answer survey questions or add this person to my network. And so once I tap the add button and confirm this new person, I'll now see an option to go ahead and register them to vote. So if this isn't somebody who can vote in our election, I can skip voter registration. But if I go to register them to vote, I'll first get prompted to add a little more information. In order to match this person to the voter file once they've registered, we definitely need their date of birth. So you can go ahead and fill that in here. And now we'll see every single option to register that person to vote that's legal and available in our state. So in my case, I'm a volunteer down in Texas, and I see a couple of different options available. You'll notice that some options have additional requirements listed at the bottom. We'll dive a little more into those in a second. So for now, if I am talking to James, I'm handing out paper forms here at the farmer's market. I can choose the appropriate one. I'll get into the next step where I can confirm how I gave that form to James, confirm that I handed him a form. And now this is awesome. I can view James's profile in Reach and see a brand new voter registration tab that lets me know where that person is in the process. So I can see that I'm waiting for the voter. It's on them to get that form back. And there's a few options where I can mark whether they've returned that form in person or returned that form in the mail. Depending on where we're registering people to vote, there might be more detailed options available. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and register one more voter. Her name is Sally Yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and enter the registration process for Sally. Again, I'll see those options auto-populate from Google Places. And so now when I go through to add Sally and register her to vote, I might take a different method. And I can see other methods available to do things like send a link to a PDF form that a voter can fill out. I can see an option to request a voter registration form by mail. An option that's specific to Texas here is something like the long paper form. So depending on the state where you're registering voters, there might be options that you should only use if you're a deputized official volunteer registrar. So in this case for Texas, this option's only available if I'm an official deputized registrar. I'm not, so I might go ahead and go back and choose a different option, like requesting a pre-filled PDF form or sending a mail request for a form. And so since I'm standing here with this person that I'm registering, I can complete it on my device. It'll pull up the right place in the Secretary of State. And once I've submitted it, I can now see when I go over to look at Sally Yellow that her registration is pending. So she's waiting for that form to arrive in the mail so she can fill it out and mail it back to register. If I want to take a look at everyone I have in the voter registration process, I can head over to My Reach to a brand new voter registration tab where I can see everybody I'm trying to register to vote. I can even sort by different stats, so I could look at people by status. So I can see I have two pending with the Secretary of State, but two where I'm waiting for the voter. And I have reminders here that auto generate to make sure I check in with those people and get them registered. So I have a past due one here for Jane. So I can go ahead and use the reminder option to send Jane a pre-filled message. And now that that reminder is there, hopefully Jane will come back, let me know that she has turned in that form. And I can go ahead and head to Jane's profile, mark that she's returned that form in the mail like she told me, and now she's submitted. That means it's with the Secretary of State, and the next time we get our voter file update in Reach, she'll move into a completed stage where I actually get credit for registering that voter from start to finish. So this is super scalable. As you can see here, I'm already registering 5 voters, but you can scale it up to dozens or hundreds or even thousands. After you've submitted all of these voter registrations, the next time we get a voter file update for your data source, Reach will automatically reconcile all of those people against the voter file, will confirm that they're registered and let you know, and will bring up the option for you to go ahead and send them a congratulation message. The relationship doesn't end with registering them to vote. Now we're going to bring all of these people into our relational organizing flow. You can add them to your network, and now make sure that all of your newly registered voter friends are able to turn up and turn out on election day.